welcome to another Wonderbox Q&A. It's me, Jimmy, and we're gonna answer some questions. Hi from Grayson. Hi, Grayson. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that video all about heaven where we interviewed our mystery guest, Pastor Brad. He answered so many questions and you all have had more. I'm gonna go through some of these questions, but guess what? Sometimes the best answer is, I don't know. A lot of the things that we wonder about heaven, the Bible doesn't say, so we don't know. So the first question is, are there newspapers in heaven? Comics, crosswords, and Sudoku would be okay. I don't know. Okay, where are the toilets in heaven? That's a good question. Are there toilets in heaven? That'd be another question, right? Guess what my answer is? I don't know. Can heaven hear us talk? From Evelyn. Well, God hears us. The Bible actually says that God hears the thoughts and intentions of our heart. He hears the inside. He hears more and sees more about you than even you do. That's a great question, Evelyn, and I would say yes, heaven hears us. Absolutely. There's one more question about heaven. This one's from Nora, and it says, what is heaven like? I do know some things heaven is like. And do you want to know how? Because the Bible talks about it. But you know what? I think I need Pastor Curtis's help with this, okay? So if you wouldn't mind, we are gonna...
Hey, down here.
Huh?
Jimmy, I'm down here.
What? Oh, okay, one moment. Hey, kids. So the question was, what is heaven like? Hey, when you want to know about the kingdom of heaven, I want you to remember this phrase, okay? Kingdom means the domain of the king. Kingdom, the domain, the rule, the reigning of the king. And who's the king? Jesus. Yeah, very good. God is king. So the domain of the king is in Matthew 13. So much more of the Bible talks about heaven, and so much more of the Bible talks about the kingdom of heaven. But in Matthew 13, Jesus says the kingdom of heaven is like 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 times. Remember this phrase, okay? The domain of the king is in Matthew 13. See, it rhymes, okay? I want to share just 2 of these and a little bit of thoughts on each of them. The first one is in Matthew 13, verse 33. The kingdom of heaven is like yeast that a woman took and mixed into about 60 pounds of flour until it worked all through the dough. 60 pounds is a lot of flour, and it only took a little bit of yeast mixed into that flour. And do you know what yeast does? Yeast gets in there and goes all through the flour and makes the flour, the dough, it makes it rise. What do you think the dough is? Do you think the dough has to do with people? What if that dough is mankind in the earth? And what if that yeast is the truth of the kingdom, the truth of faith in Jesus Christ and salvation through belief in following Him, faith in His finished work on the cross, the peace with God that He is offering us who would come to Him and believe and put our faith in Him, put our trust in Him. And then you take a little bit of that yeast and you tell this person and you tell that person, and it works its way in. It gets into your life and your life starts to look differently. You start to act and sound and think like Jesus. That's the kingdom of heaven. The domain of the king is in Matthew 13. There's some confusion that I want to clear up, okay? I hope that this is the last video that I need to do in order to clear this up. I've got 3 more cards here, and it says, who is Jimmy? Why does Jimmy have a beard, and why does he sound like Curtis? Is Jimmy Curtis dressed up? Listen, if Jimmy was me, just dressed up, just ask yourself, could I do this?